12 News. How much will you spend for the holidays? What a Twin Cities survey says and how a local small business attempts to stand out. Plus, creating safer routes for bikers and runners.
I'd say vote for it. Big thumbs up.
Brooklyn Park prepares to take a big step forward. But first, tracking your last drink. Local police clamp down on bars and restaurants who may overserve. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. A unique program is helping to crack down on drunken drivers.
It's called Place of Last Drink. Reporter Sonia Goins has more on how it works.
Started in Maple Grove in 1958. We're actually the oldest business in Maple Grove.
The Lookout Bar and Grill has been in business for 60 years. It's a popular spot to get a burger and an adult beverage. While the management wants customers to enjoy themselves, they want them to be responsible too.
Seeing a lot more people just taking cabs, being proactive, and doing the right thing.
A program called Place of Last Drink is making it easier to keep tabs on impaired patrons.
The goal of it is to find out what people are involved in after they go to an establishment.
The Place of Last Drink initiative was started in 2014. It's a collaboration between the local police, the Department of Public Safety, and North Memorial Hospital. Maple Grove Police joined the program 3 months ago.
So if somebody gets arrested and the officer can visibly see that they've been drinking, it's a question that they pose during our booking process.
Information collected by police officers is entered into a database here at North Memorial Hospital. That data is then analyzed to see if there are any troubled spots. Police can identify days, times, and businesses of where people had incidents. The goal is to prevent over-serving at restaurants and bars.
If we see a particular pattern or bar that's repeatedly coming up and seems to be a problem, we'll proactively go meet with the management.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The information collected is not shared with the public, and people who are arrested are not under any obligation to participate. The Brooklyn Center, Osseo, and Plymouth Police Departments were the first to join the program.
Drivers are breathing a sigh of relief that road construction season is coming to a close. In Plymouth, Vicksburg Lane is now open to through traffic from Old Rockford Road to Schmidt Lake Road. This is part of a $20 million road reconstruction project to widen Vicksburg Lane to accommodate more traffic. Old Rockford Road west of Vicksburg Lane will remain closed until next week. Then next year, construction from Schmidt Lake Road north to Maple Grove is scheduled to take place. Brooklyn Park wants to make the city more friendly to bikers, walkers, and runners.
The City Council is expected to approve a bike and pedestrian plan tonight. And Eric Nelson is here with more on that. Eric?
Yeah, Mike and Shannon, with a population closing in on 80,000, Brooklyn Park is looking for ways to improve its transportation grid. That includes light rail roads and a proposal to expand bike and pedestrian trails in the city. The goal is to fill the gaps in the system.
The recommendations that are coming out of the study are to prioritize some of the improvements that are needed in areas where connections either are missing or aren't adequate for the amount of pedestrian or bicycle traffic on the system.
Brooklyn Park wants to focus on sidewalks or trails that will connect to future light rail station stops. Some of the immediate attention will be given to 85th Avenue and West Broadway, which has narrow sidewalks and trails. Brooklyn Park resident Melissa Thrun often jogs the city streets. For Melissa, a yes vote would be welcome news.
I think it would be a really good thing because sometimes you run across near the road and cars kind of slow down or it looks like they're going to hit you. So I've almost been hit a few times.
Now, if the vote does go through, the bike and pedestrian trails would be built in stages. One proposal calls for a 10-foot trail on West Broadway. Mike?
All right, Eric, thanks. The Osseo Water Tower is a step closer in the process to getting on the National Register of Historic Places. The Minnesota Historical Society awarded an $8,000 grant to the city of Osseo to fund the nomination project. The next step will be for Osseo to hire a consultant or historian to prepare the nomination for the National Register. A historian did determine earlier this year that there are only 6 water towers like the 100-year-old Osseo Water Tower in the state of Minnesota.
New Hope wants to jumpstart development on the western edge of the city. The city hopes that can begin with demolishing this building just east of 169. It's been vacant for a number of years. Now a developer wants to build a high-tech modern building that could house 1 to 8 tenants. The goal is to attract companies that want to settle in the metro rather than in outlying suburbs. The developer has requested $250,000 in tax increment financing to help pay for the demolition. A public hearing is scheduled for tonight at New Hope City Hall. Holiday shoppers have a little more than a month to go until Christmas.
The next few weeks will be a crucial time for retailers as they offer up sales, specials, and other incentives to earn your business. In today's Business Matters, Delane Cleveland looks at what one local retailer has planned and examines the Twin Cities holiday shopping forecast.
These animals here,
we haven't even reached Thanksgiving Day,
are made with rocks and metal.
Yet at the Woods Gift Shop in Maple Grove,
and they're just an absolutely fun item.
The holiday shopping season is well underway.
November and December account for 50% of our sales as far as that goes.
For small business owners like Dave Looney, it's important to stand out from the big box stores to keep shoppers coming back.
You put your hot beverage inside.
And with an array of unique items designed by local artists,
keeps your hands warm during a cold winter day.
It's no wonder why they're expecting the holiday season to be merry and bright.
This is going to be a wonderful Christmas. I think this cold weather has finally gotten people in the mood.
To find out whether this really will be a wonderful Christmas for small businesses,
we're expecting about $850 in household spending, which is down 2.1% compared to last year.
We talked to St. Thomas marketing professor David Brennan, who helped compile the university's annual holiday shopping forecast for the Twin Cities.
When you start taking a look at the small businesses, people that are looking for something special and unique that you can't find in the big box stores or alternatively in the mall stores, you're more likely to shop those small stores where you get better service and you get unique products.
Real rock handle, stainless steel spigot.
The Woods of Maple Grove has no shortage of unique products.
To hold it upright.
But it begs the question as to how important Black Friday or Small Business Saturday are for these retailers.
We have always tried to avoid making a big deal out of Black Friday. Because we didn't find any specials or anything necessarily increases sales.
The only special they'll have is a free shopping bag on Small Business Saturday with a $50 purchase.
We'd love to have you come and pick up yourself a bag.
In the weeks ahead, they'll have to just believe that their products will speak for themselves.
I think our numbers are going to be better this year.
In Maple Grove, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
According to the St. Thomas survey, the top-ranked gift choices for Twin Cities shoppers are gift certificates, cash, books, and apparel. Well, coming up, something you may not know about adoption. We sit down with the Assistant Commissioner for Children and Family Services.
And then later in sports, it's another strong finish to the season for Wayzata's girls swimming team.
But first, a possible Thanksgiving mess. The chances are growing for rain and snow.
Welcome back. 30 children are getting a fresh start in Hennepin County.
They are now part of permanent loving families, and a judge finalized their adoptions on Saturday, which was National Adoption Day. Many are kids who have been in foster care looking for a new family to count on for the long haul. Right now, nearly 500 children are waiting and ready to be adopted across the state. I sat down with Jim Koppel of the Department of Human Services, who says children waiting to be adopted each have unique circumstances.
Some are sibling groups, and obviously that's going to take a parent a family that wants to have a few children. I just talked recently with a mother who adopted 5 children, sibling group, went from 0 to 5.
But that's unusual, isn't it?
Sure, but I think a lot of this is just matching interests with availability. There are a lot of people who would love to have children or more children, and it's timing, it's just circumstances, and when they're right, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, what about changes that were made recently in child protective services? Will that mean that there will be more kids that are looking for adoptive families?
Well, there's certainly a pretty good potential for that. We've seen an increase in the system in general on the front end, which means there's more kids being reported, there's more families who are potentially going to have an out-of-home placement, meaning a child will be placed into foster care, which could lead to adoption if there isn't a successful reunification with the child's family. So, you know, there are special needs with a lot of these children. They've been through trauma, but those services are available to families. We have really tried hard to maintain the services that children were getting when they were in foster care after they're adopted. So just because you adopt doesn't mean that you won't get the health care services or mental health services or physical health services that might be helpful to a child. You know, or child care, for instance. So a lot of those things, and we continue to work on so that when parents do adopt, if they were a foster parent and now they're going to adopt, those services will continue to support that child throughout the adoption.
The couple pointed to a nonprofit group called mnadopt.org, which specializes in matching children and families. Well, coming up, Osseo celebrates the orange and black.
But first, in sports, highlights from the championship game of the Channel 12 Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament. John Jacobson is in next.
Good way to start off the hockey season. John spent part of the weekend in Plymouth at the Turkey Trot Tournament.
Great tournament, good games. A lot of fans there, a fun way to start the year. The boys' hockey season is underway now for a handful of teams, including both Wayzata and Maple Grove, who each played twice over the weekend at the annual Channel 12 Turkey Trot Tournament. Goalie Alex Schilling and host Wayzata set for the action in the championship game against Edina. Highlights from this one, Lewis Crosby knocked down, gets the pass though to Peter Tabor for the goal, and the Hornets lead 1-0 after one. But the Trojans come back. Grant Anderson across to Jeff Greniger for the shot on goal that's tied at 1. Tyler Stevens flips it over the net to Greniger, who drops it to his stick and buries it for a 2-1 Wayzata lead after 2. Third period, Griffin Ness gets to the rebound and buries it to make it 3-1 Trojans. They go on to a 4-2 win, breaking Edina's 3-year string of Turkey Trot championships. In the third place game, Maple Grove falls to Holy Family 4-0. Patrick Redden scored twice for the Fire. The boys' basketball season is underway for a few local teams. That includes Park Center. New head coach James Ware making his debut at Park Center as they host St. Louis Park. Park Center's Lucini Kamara drives, dishes to Derek Ogechi to Eric Racine. Racine nails the corner 3 for an 8-5 lead. Off the inbounds play, Racine gets it back, swings it to Isaiah Simon for the jumper, and Park Center is up by 8. But the Orioles come back strong. Ray Whitlock drives and scores and draws a foul. And St. Louis Park leads 33-31. Second half, Kamara cuts and gets the inbounds pass for a layup as Park Center goes back in front 40-39. But St. Louis Park takes over. Good ball rotation here, and Joey Whitlock sinks a 3. It's 64-50 Orioles. Park Center cuts into the lane. Racine steal leads to a layup for Kamara that pulls the Pirates within 9. But St. Louis Park, under one-time Pirates coach Dave Breitenbucher, beats Park Center 88-79. More championship hardware is going into the trophy case at Wayzata High School this week. Trojans were looking for a third consecutive Class AA swimming and diving championship over the weekend. Highlights from the finals, Colleen Donlin anchors the Trojans to a new state record in the 200 medley relay. 200 freestyle, it's Carly Quast taking first for Wayzata. Her winning time, 1 minute, 47.94 seconds. The Class AA record falls in the 200 IM. Wayzata's Madison Price sets a new mark. Her time, 2 minutes, 1 second. And Quast will take first again for Wayzata in the 100 backstroke this time. Winning time, 57.04 seconds. And Price wins her second individual event, clocking 1 minute, 2.18 seconds in the breaststroke. Wayzata dominates and wins state Class AA for a third year in a row. They score 315.5 points for the AA championship. Minnetonka and Edina finish second and third. Stillwater's fourth, Lakeville South fifth. Armstrong, the only other local team to place in the top 30. They finished 11th. Breck in Class A finishes second behind Visitation. Albert Lee is third. Blake and Bedell St. Margaret's also placed in the top 10. Breck's Bree Thorne won both the 100 butterfly and 100 backstroke. And the Mustangs' Alyssa Phelps took first place in the 200 individual medley. Championship trophies were up for grabs at the State Adapted Soccer Tournament on Saturday. Highlights from Park Center against Minneapolis Roosevelt in the CI Division semifinals. Mohammed Kana taking the pass, sneaking the shot in from the far side, tying it at 1 for Park Center. A goalie giveaway cost Roosevelt here. Tulio Nicholas shoots you over the net, pushes his own rebound in for a goal. Park Center is up there and lead 3-1 at halftime. Jason Robbins will line up a long free kick, and his shot will slip through to make it 5-1 Pirates. Kana gets to the rebound, and he will tally another goal here as Park Center wins 11-2, advancing to the title game. In the championship, the Pirates won 1-0 in overtime over North Suburban, winning the state title. It's the third championship for Park Center in soccer. 7-time defending champion Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound West Tonka met Anoka Hennepin in the PI final. Tyler Azell there with a shot for a goal on the 2-0 Mustangs lead. Trying for more here, Vincent Liu, though, makes a nice save and goal for the Robins. But their title streak comes to an end in soccer. Anoka Hennepin takes the championship with a 2-0 win. So that wraps up fall sports all winter now.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Sean. Still ahead, a parade fit for champions.
Capturing all the sights and sounds of a Prep Bowl title celebration. We'll be right back. Well, finally, a crisp fall day provided the perfect opportunity to celebrate fall's finest.
On Saturday, the city of Osseo and its 2,400 residents rallied around its high school football team, this year's Prep Bowl champs. Brandon Bankston was there to capture all of the orange and black.
We're here for the parade to support the state champs.
I always knew there was something really special about this group.
We gathered here in the park to kind of kick off the season. And here we are, 3 months later, the state champion of 6A.
You just have to come out and cheer them on one more time.
We are the Orioles! We are the Orioles! Mighty, mighty Orioles!
I still can't believe they won the state championship.
I bring today a House resolution from the Minnesota legislature congratulating the Osseo High School boys football team.
Some of those kids don't have much, but what they have is a state championship, and they can't take it away.
And no one better try. This was Osceo's first ever Prep Bowl championship. The Orioles were runners-up in 1986. And I got to see when they sent the boys off to win the game, and they were very excited then, more so now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no getting that out of their fingers.
No, they're holding on to it. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And we'll see you back here again tomorrow, beginning at 4.